Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Guys, what are we saying? Can you guys hear me? You guys see me? Can you guys hear me? Yes, guys. Can you guys hear me? Can anyone hear me? Yeah? Yeah. Mic check. Can anyone hear me? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat, guys, if you can hear me. Let me know in the chat if you can hear me. Let me know in the chat if you can hear me. Let us know in the chat if you can hear me, guys. We're here. And don't forget to hit the like button. Still waiting for a few people to join. But if you are already, let me hear from you in the chat. Trying to get the chat. Trying to get the chat up and running. So Tyson Fury wants to come back in 2026. Fury wants to come back in 2026. So, you know, it'll be interesting to see. So I've got the chat here. Guys, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna flip my screen so we can have a look at, you know, some of the things Tyson Fury said. He said he wants to come back in, you know, in 2026. I think he put that on Instagram. So you know, I don't know if you guys have seen the videos yet, right? The training videos of Tyson Fury has been going around on YouTube and all over social media, to be fair. And it seems as though Fury is not in great shape. I don't know what you guys think about that. You know, Fury is not in great shape at all in terms of, um, you know, Fury he's never been the body beautiful. Let's put it that way. So as you guys can see here on my screen, this is an article on the Ring Magazine website, and it says here, Tyson Fury confirms 2026 return. And Tyson says, I've been away for a while. I am back now. And, you know, look, I'll see if I can find a video, but Tyson Fury, you know, has not been someone that has always been body beautiful. Let's put it that way. And so I'm not surprised that Fury is not looking in good shape, to be fair, guys. Okay, I'm not surprised that Fury is not looking in good shape. You know, he does these things and then he, you know, he gets back in training camp and then he works off the weight and then he's all ready to go. So I am not, you know, exactly surprised that Tyson Fury is not in great shape. This is what Fury does, you know. This is what he does, Tyson Fury. But let's have a look at some of the footages of Tyson Fury training recently. You know, it doesn't look good. The thing about Fury is, you know, he will get in good shape during training camp. Fury does not live the life, you know, of a Fury does not live the life of you know, of an athlete. So it'll be interesting to see how he gets on with, you know, training and stuff, but it doesn't look good. I'm gonna, you know, flip my screen right now and you know, let's have a look at what Tyson Fury. Look at him there. So that's Fury getting ready Um, you know, he's in a ring, and it looks like, he's having fun in there. Yeah, and trying to get back into the ring, and over here, this is what people are talking about, where Fury's looking out of shape. Um, and so, well, look, we know that Fury always does this, and then he goes back into training camp. So it'll be interesting to see what Tyson Fury turns up on a night. It'll be actually interesting to see who Tyson Fury fights. So, you know, is it David Nyika that Fury is training with? This guy looks like David Nyika. I think that's him, David Nyika. The one that Jaya Patai knocked out. He's the one that Fury is training with. Yeah. Look, that's Tyson Fury, isn't it? That's what he does. He'll come back. He'll have a good fight, and then he'll be looking to have the Anthony Joshua fight next. I'm not sure about us seeing the Joshua fight. To be fair, not sure about that. Anthony Joshua needs to come back. Joshua's got a few things he has to deal with, and then he's gonna come back. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, Fury is not in great shape as always. But yeah, guys, if you're here, get in the chat. Let me know you're here. We're meant to start at 9:30. So anyone that's here already, let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat that you're here. Let me know in the chat that you're here, guys. So we can get this. So we can get the show on. And don't forget to hit the like button as well. Don't forget to hit the like button as well, guys, if you're here. And just get everything sorted. Just getting everything sorted. Yes, yes, guys. Just getting a few things up. Just getting a few things up. Just getting a few things up here. Yes, guys. If you're here, let me know you're here. Guys, if you're here, let me know. Yes, let me know you can hear me if you're here. Let me know if you can hear me, guys. Yeah. there's a few people that have gone live, to be fair. So if you guys, then just let me know. I'm trying to put the chat on the screen so you guys can see as well. But in the meantime, if there's anything that you guys want to talk about, let me know there. We'll do some shout out as soon as some of you guys come online. We'll do some shout out as well. So it'll be good to see. Yes, guys. Let's see. Right, so this is where I'm trying to get the chat to what does it say? Pop out chat. So Tyson Fury wants to come back. In 2026. Yes, yes, yes. There you go. Hi, bro. Yes, bro. My guy. I can see you, bro. I can hear you. Can you hear me, bro? Yeah, shout out to the UK. Shout out to Nigeria. Can you hear me, bro? Can you hear me? Shout out to Ade. Ade says, love from UK and a Nigerian. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. It's it's unfortunate, isn't it? The Joshua thing. I'll be honest, man. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. Like, uh, I'm still trying to sort of understand exactly what what happened with Joshua. I'm still trying to fathom it. I know that you're Nigerian, Ade. I know you're Nigerian, but you said that you knew about the road, that the expressway where the incident happened. How well do you know this road, and have you used this road as much on that expressway? Do you know much of this road, Ade? Let me know in the chat, bro. Yeah, it's look, I pray and I hope that Joshua, gets the opportunity to mourn and overcome the current situation, because I don't think that anyone needs to go through that. I think it's a really difficult thing. Um, you know, and I hope that Joshua is well. I heard about the driver. I heard that he didn't have a driver's license. Um, you know, that's crazy. You know, how can he be driving without a driver's license? How can he be going on top speed? Like, that's crazy. Shout out to Martin Anderson. Martin, welcome, Martin. You're not late, Martin. It's okay. We're here. Shout out to Ade. Shout out to Martin. We're here. I'm trying to get the chat on the screen so you guys can see as well. So, bear with me. But as we're here, I'm still reading some of your comments. Shout out to Martin. Shout out to Ade. Ade says Joshua was lucky. Honestly, yeah. You know, he was lucky. He was lucky. Ade said, seeing the accident, I knew it was the driver. Yeah. I'll be honest, when I saw the accident, I knew that the car was going at a high speed. That's exactly what I saw. Like, the way the car was damaged, I knew that something was going on. I knew that the car was going at a very high speed. So, it's one of those things, man. It's really sad, right? It's very sad. Um, Nobody should ever have to deal with that. But these things, unfortunately, they happen in life, isn't it? And I'm glad that Joshua is well, and I hope that those guys, their families find peace in a difficult time, in these difficult times, because they definitely need it. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think that Joshua would return? Ade, let me know. What do you think? Do you think Joshua will return from this? Because I saw that Joshua posted on his Instagram, so he looked like he's in good spirits. Today was the funeral, so I'm not sure, if Joshua would come back, but it looks like Joshua could come back from from what happened. It looked like he could make a return to boxing and fight Tyson Fury. I'm looking for Joshua's post. I'm looking for Joshua's post here. It's a difficult situation, isn't it? I'll be honest. It's a really difficult situation for Joshua. I'm not gonna lie. But Ade said it could have been avoided. Yes. It could have been avoided, Ade. I agree. But it's just sad, isn't it? The speeding was unnecessary, and it shouldn't have happened. It could definitely have been avoided, absolutely. But it wasn't, and unfortunately, people had to lose their lives. But that's the way of the world, isn't it? That's the way of the world, guys. I'm trying to get some of the Anthony Joshua stuff up. What can I see? So Ade says that he has two options of response. Seeing his picture today, I feel he will come back. Yes. Ade, I agree. When I saw Joshua today, it felt like he would come back to boxing. He posted a picture on Instagram with Cena and Lat's family, and it looked like he wants to come back. He looks like he wants to come back. So, look, I hope that Joshua can make a full return and to boxing with no problem, because Anthony Joshua loves boxing. Let's be real. Anthony Joshua loves boxing. So, we want to see. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna flip my screen so you guys can see. This is what Joshua posted on there. You can see there. He says my brother's keeper, and then I think that's Joshua's mom. So I think from what I heard, this is Lat's father. One of Joshua's friends. This is his father. So, it looked like Joshua's in good spirits. Number one, he's posted, so that's good. And you have a lot of people on here who are wishing Joshua all the best and sending them, they're sending him the condolences. So, that's what we want to see. It's one of those things, isn't it? But look, I hope he comes back. Martin Anderson says, I think he will be back in 2026. He will need some therapy first. Yes, absolutely, Martin. I've said this. I think I said it in my video. I think Joshua will definitely need therapy. Because that is a tough loss to take. So he definitely needs therapy. He needs support. I said it before in one of the videos. He should be back, and he should be. I think he'll be back. I think Joshua will be back. I would not be surprised if Joshua makes an announcement saying that he's not retiring, or we see Joshua in the ring training and sparring because he wants to return. I would not be surprised at all. So I agree with Martin there. Ade says Usyk Wilder. Yeah. Yes. Do you know what? Funny enough, right? Usyk Wilder, as we were talking about Oleksandr Usyk. Anthony Joshua. Usyk is basically Anthony Joshua's teammate, right? They are in the same camp. But concerning Deontay Wilder feels like, Deontay Wilder feels like he is in his prime. That's what he said. I'm going to get the article up and then I'm gonna share my screen so you guys. I'm gonna show you guys on the screen so you can see. But Deontay Wilder feels like he is in his prime, and he feels like he can do something serious against Oleksandr Usyk. Look, I made a video recently saying that Deontay Wilder is nowhere near Usyk's level, because I think Wilder has passed it, right? But Deontay Wilder is dangerous, and a dangerous fighter who has a punch is always one to be to be kept. You have to look at him, because like, who knows, right? Deontay Wilder, I think he's finished, but so this is what Deontay Wilder said, as you guys can see on the screen. Deontay Wilder says he says, I'm in my prime, basically talking about Oleksandr Usyk. He's 40, right? So the article says that Deontay Wilder hasn't looked as explosive and violent as he did. And then it says that at 40 he looks past his best, but he doesn't believe that's true. I am in my prime now, Deontay Wilder said to Cigar Talk. So look, as I said, we go down in the article, and then Deontay Wilder said, I started boxing very late. I started at 21. So yeah, look, it's a quick one, but I am not giving Deontay Wilder much of a chance in this fight. I'll be honest with you guys. But look, this is boxing. Anything can happen. I've said it one too many times now. But I think Usyk gets rid of Deontay Wilder. Absolutely. But look, anything can happen. They said, I'm happy the family of the deceased took and reacted the best way to Joshua. Yeah. Yes, Ade. True. Because who knows, right? Who knows what would have happened. We don't want to, we want to see the family responding to Joshua very well. So it's good to see that, they are all, came together, and they were all happy to see Joshua back. Ade said, Usyk can take punches well, bro. Yes. Usyk, look, Oleksandr Usyk, he surprises me. Usyk surprises me all the time. Like, Usyk is someone that can take, big shots, and he can dish it out as well. So, I would not be surprised if Usyk lands something. Sorry, if Wilder lands something and Oleksandr Usyk takes that shot, I would not be surprised at all, because, I know that Usyk, he's coming to the heavyweight division. He's punching hard, and he can take a shot as well. So, but the news that came was that Oleksandr Usyk was not retiring. So, as you can see here, it says that Oleksandr Usyk, 2 or 3 more fights, then I will retire. So Usyk is saying that he's not retired. He said, 2 or 3 more fights. And this was this is the article on Ring Magazine, and as you can see here, it says that Oleksandr Usyk looks like he still has plenty left in the tank. It says that at 38, the Ring, WBA, WBC, and IBF heavyweight champion barely broke a sweat when knocking out Daniel Dubois in the 5th round of their Wembley Stadium encounter last summer. If you go down, it says that Usyk is saying, I think 2 or 3 more fights, which is what he told Mike Coppinger, who works for the Ring Magazine. Look, and then when you go down, he says that I want to fight with Deontay Wilder. Yes, not much in this article, but basically this is Usyk saying that he doesn't want to retire. He wants to fight 2 or 3 more fights before he retires. Look, this is music to my ears, right? This is music to my ears, because I don't want to see Oleksandr Usyk retire. I want to see Usyk, I want to see him fight. I want to see Usyk keep fighting. So for me, it's great to see that Usyk wants to continue fighting. as well. And they said that I don't think the fight is needed. Usyk is taking a big risk. However, he will win this fight. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah. Usyk is taking a risk. I agree with Ade there because the thing is, Wilder is a big puncher. Although he hasn't landed that big punch in a very long time, he's still a big puncher. And, this is heavyweight boxing. We've seen it happen so many times. The last thing that goes from a fighter is their punch. And, Oleksandr Usyk, if he is not unsung, if he's not focused, which, by the way, Usyk is always focused in the ring. Like, Usyk does not make a lot of mistakes in the ring. So, I think that Usyk would be alert. He would know that, Deontay Wilder is dangerous. And he would know that he shouldn't let, Deontay Wilder, hit him with something big because that would cause him a lot of trouble. So Usyk knows. He knows that Deontay Wilder is dangerous. But, I think that Usyk has got enough to evade Deontay Wilder's punches. I think Usyk's distance control is really good. I think Usyk's ability to, manage a fight is really good. So I think Usyk gets rid of Deontay Wilder, absolutely. Martin Anderson said, do you think Wilder will let his hands go? He didn't versus Parker or Zhang. Look, Martin, good question. I don't think I think the reason why Wilder did not let his hands go is because he was not in range, right? So he was scared of the counter that was coming back. Now, if Wilder, just put it this way, right? If Wilder is, scared of the punches that will come back from Joseph Parker, just imagine what Oleksandr Usyk is going to do to Wilder if Wilder is not in range to land those shots and he comes out of range. Just imagine. So I think that Wilder is going to try to let his hands go because he has to. I think Oleksandr Usyk is going to make Wilder miss and is going to make Wilder pay. And I think Oleksandr Usyk is going to knock Deontay. I think Usyk is going to knock Deontay Wilder out. I think he will. I think in the middle rounds, around 6 or 7 round, Wilder is going to be, he's going to get tired. When you're tired, you lose your shape, and then he's going to make silly mistakes, and Oleksandr Usyk is gonna knock Deontay Wilder out. I think he will. I don't think Wilder can do anything about that. So, it's one of those things where I think Usyk knocks Wilder out, Spark out. Absolutely. Yeah. I don't know what if you Ade and Martin, have you guys seen the Tyson Fury training videos? Tyson Fury is not looking in good shape at all. He's not looking in good shape at all. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and see if I can find the training videos, but Fury is not looking good. I don't know if you guys have seen that. Let's see. Tyson Fury. Fury's not looking good at all. He's looking very big, Fury. And he's out of shape. The thing about Fury is he's always out of shape. That's his problem, right? The thing about Fury is always out of shape. And that's the difference between Tyson Fury and Oleksandr Usyk, right? So look at this here. Look at this. This is Fury back in the ring, hitting the bag. Look at that. The thing about Fury is he's always out of shape, isn't it? He's always out of shape. Look at all that belly. Look at all that. You know. The thing is, that this is why Usyk is the prime example of what a fighter needs to behave like. This is why Usyk is a prime example of what every fighter needs to be like. Usyk leaves, he leaves the fighter's life, right? Usyk is a champion. He lives like a champion. He behaves like a champion. He doesn't, blow. He doesn't go out of weight, right? During, when he's not fighting, during off season. Let's put it that way. When he's not training for a fight, Usyk is always in shape. So when it's training camp time, Usyk is not in training camp to lose weight, but to, get ready for a fight. Whereas Tyson Fury, when he gets into training camp, Tyson Fury will be looking to lose weight, and then will be looking to start preparing for the fight. And that's the issue, and that's the problem with someone like Tyson Fury, where he's not in good shape, as you can see here, and yeah, it's not looking good. Ade said Usyk is disciplined. Yeah, absolutely. That's the thing about Oleksandr Usyk. He's very disciplined. He lives the life of a fighter, and there's nothing that anyone can say about Usyk. That is literally, one of the best fighters, and that it shows, right? It shows that Usyk, lives the life, and that shows in the ring as well. Usyk lives the life, man. There's nothing that anyone could say about Oleksandr Usyk. Martin Anderson says, I thought it was Big John Fury half-assed. yeah. Tyson Fury looks like Big John Fury, don't he? He does. He look like he's out of shape, and he's just not looking good. He's out of shape here, and he just looks awful. He looks awful. It's not good, man. It's not. Let me see if I can find a picture. Sorry, the video of Fury. He looks like John Fury. He definitely looks like John Fury. So, I would not. I would not argue about that. He looks like John Fury there. Ade says greedy belly Tyson. Yeah, that's what Oleksandr Usyk calls him, isn't it? Greedy belly. Yeah, Usyk. That's Usyk's name for Fury. Fury looks, he looks out of shape. I really don't know what Fury is gonna. Who do you guys think Fury is gonna fight? Ade and Martin, who do you think Fury is gonna fight next? What's the because look, when Fury comes back, he needs to take a stay busy fight, right? He needs to fight someone that is not a top fighter. So who is he gonna fight next? Who do you guys think Fury is gonna fight next? Because I don't think Fury is gonna get in there with any top fighter. I don't think he will. I don't think Fury will get in there with any top fighter at all. Yeah. Who do you guys think is gonna fight? Ade said if Fury is serious, he should fight Bakoli. Yeah, nah. They will not take that risk. They're not gonna take that risk. No. They will not take that risk at all with Fury fighting Martin Bakoli. And that's a good statement actually, Martin, because Martin Bakoli is nowhere to be found. What happened to Martin Bakoli? Because Bakoli was meant to, after the win against Jared Anderson, and then he had a fight against what's his name? Who did he fight next after Martin Buckley? He fought Jared Anderson, and then he fought Efe Ajagba, which he didn't look good in that fight. I thought that Martin Buckley will get another fight, but so far he hasn't gotten any fight. He's not looking very good. So yeah, I'm not sure that Martin Buckley will get some big fights very soon. Martin Anderson said the Russian guy with the twitch. I can't spell his name. Who's the Russian guy? Is that who Tyson Fury should fight next? Martin? Do you mean that this guy on Twitch is who Tyson Fury should fight next? Yes, Ade, that was Efe Ajagba. Yeah, he fought Efe Ajagba and he didn't look good. Like, he fought Efe Ajagba and he just didn't look good. He looked awful in that fight. And so all the opportunities that he's been getting, it's a waste, Martin Buckley. Seriously. It's a waste. He's wasted all the opportunities. When he had the chance, he should have, performed better, because after beating Anderson, a lot of people were looking at him for for him to fight some big fights. And I think that performance against Efe Ajagba, which he didn't do well in, I think that threw some cold water on his hype. Yeah, Ade says Martin Buckley is not a ticket seller. Yeah, he's not. Martin Anderson said Makhmudov. So Martin, you think Fury should fight Makhmudov? Makhmudov fought what's his name? Dave Allen, right? Makhmudov fought Dave Allen last time around. So you think Tyson Fury should come back and fight Makhmudov? That would be a good fight. That could be a decent fight for Tyson Fury. Makhmudov hits hard. He can take a punch, I think. And he will. I think Fury will outbox him, but Fury will get the rounds in his legs. And that'll be a good fight. Ade says my top 5 heavyweight right now. Ade, what is your top 5 heavyweights right now, Ade? Let me know. I'm not sure. Or are you asking me who are my top 5 heavyweights right now? Okay, your top 5 heavyweights. So you've got Usyk 1, Caballero 2, Fabio Wardley 3, Daniel Dubois 4, and Anthony Joshua 5. I see that. I see what you mean. I can agree with that. I can agree with that list, to be fair. I can agree with your list, Ade. Yeah, because look, Usyk definitely number 1. Caballero number 2. Fabio Wardley definitely number 3. I saw the Ring Magazine rankings, and they had they had Fabio Wardley as number 2. And yes, Fabio Wardley is a champion, of course. But, I think that Usyk is still the number 1, and Caballero is number 2, because the things that the fighters that he's beaten, I don't think that Fabio Wardley has beaten them yet. So I cannot say that Fabio Wardley is number 2. I think Caballero is definitely number 2. Absolutely. Let me see if I can find the Ring Magazine rankings that they did recently, because their rankings are always just pathetic, really. Like they had Tyson Fury in the rankings, and Tyson Fury was retired. Like, can you imagine that? The Ring Magazine had Tyson Fury in their rankings, and guess what? Tyson Fury was retired. So it's ridiculous, isn't it? Um, let's see what I'm looking to find the. I think what they did was they did the junior featherweight rankings. The Ring Magazine, they did that recently, but let me see. What I'm looking for is the Ring Magazine heavyweight rankings, and then you can see how ridiculous that looked. That looked like when they did it, because you know why would they have Tyson Fury in the Ring Magazine rankings when he was retired? Only God knows. Seriously, only God knows why the Ring Magazine had Tyson Fury in their rankings when he was retired. So let me. So the Ring Magazine heavyweight rankings. Let's see. All right. So let me All right. So these are the here. This is the the rankings for men. So there you go. Right. This is it. They have Tyson Fury, Oleksandr Usyk as the champion. They have Oleksandr Usyk as champion. They have Fabi Woli as number 1, Agit Kabayo number 2, Daniel Dubois number 3, Filip Hrgovic number 4, Zhile Zhang number 5, Martin Bakoli number 6, Mozi Tama number 7, Efia Jakba number 8, Richard Torres number 9, and Murat Gassiev number 10. Do you know what? I never understood why Anthony Joshua is not in the rankings. I don't get it. I don't understand why Joshua is not in the rankings at all. Right. Martin, what would be your heavyweight rankings, top 5 right now, Martin? Let me know. Let me know in the comments, Martin. What would be your top 5 heavyweight rankings? But look, I think that at least they don't have Tyson Fury in there, so that's a good thing. They haven't got Tyson Fury in that ranking, so that's good. Because I feel like Fury needs to fight himself back into the rankings. But I mean, in terms of what is really interesting is the cruiserweight, right? So the Ring Magazine in the cruiserweight rankings as well, they have Jaya Pataya. They have Jaya Pataya as the champion. They have Gilberto Ramirez, Zed Ramirez, Chris Billum Smith, Mikhail Silak, all these guys, Mikhalian. Yeah, that's a good question. Adi says, why is Moses rated above Ajakba? Let's see. So Moses Talma, yeah, I think they're probably going on the fact that Moses Talma, beat Dylan White, and that's why they put him in there. But come on, Moses Talma, he needs to have one more fight. He needs to beat someone, that could challenge him. And of course, that fight against Franklin is a fight that is coming up this month. Moses Talma versus Franklin. So, that it'll be interesting to see Itama versus Franklin. I don't know what do you guys think about Itama versus Franklin, Ade and Martin. Itama versus Franklin. What do you guys think about it? Who have you got? Do you think that Moses Itama will be? Do you think that Moses Itama will be? Do you think that Moses Itama would knock out Franklin easily, or do you think that Franklin will take Moses Itama to at least 5 rounds before the fight ends? Let me know what you think about it. Look at this. All right, so so Martin said Fabio number one. I get now. Okay, it says not in any particular order. Fair enough. Fair enough. So Martin said this is not in any particular order. Um, he says that Fabio Agit Caballero, Usyk, Daniel Dubois, Moses. Okay, okay, that's fair enough. Um, Ade said, I'm happy for that fight. Moses will be tested. Yes, I said that. Moses Tama. Look, I don't think Moses Tama will knock out Franklin. Excuse me, as quick as he did to Dylan White. I think Moses Tama um, will be tested. I think he would. I think Franklin is a good fighter. I think he's crafty. I think he can take a shot, and I think he will take Moses Tama to at least, let's say, five rounds. I think next five will go past 5 rounds before Moses Tama will get the win. I think Moses Tama gets the win, but I don't think it's going to be an easy fight. One where he blows out, Franklin in 1 round. But if we look at Franklin's box rec here, let me read this comment, and then we can look at Franklin's box rec. So Martin said, I think Franklin will get knocked out, but he will survive 5 rounds. Yeah, I agree. I agree, Martin. I think he will get stopped, but he's gonna take Itama, to 5 rounds at least. So as we can see, right, Jermaine Franklin's 2 losses came at the hands of Dillian White and Anthony Joshua. The Dillian White fight, he looked pretty good. The Anthony Joshua fight, he gave a very good account of himself. So, he's no slouch. He'll come to fight, and he will test Moses Tama. So, I'm expecting Moses Tama to be tested in that fight. But apart from that, right, who has Franklin really beaten, right? So, after losing to Anthony Joshua, as you guys can see here, he fought a guy called Isaac Gutierrez, and then he fought Devin Vargas. He fought Ivan Ditchko. I know about Ivan Ditchko, but Vargas and Gutierrez, I don't know much about these guys. I don't know anything about them at all. So, Franklin does not have a good pedigree, but what he does is he's lost to 2 of the famous fighters in the UK in the last 10 years in Dillian White and Anthony Joshua. So, that will stand him, I'm guessing that will stand him in good stead going into the Itama fight. Absolutely. Hopefully he can give us a good, I just want a good fight for Itama. I just want Itama to get a good fight. And I want to see him tested a little bit, and then we see what he's made of, Moses Tama. So we see what he's made of, isn't it? Let's see what have we got here. Ade says my best fight this year was Usyk Daniel. Yeah. When I did my my boxing awards of 2025, I said Oleksandr Usyk's knockout of Daniel Dubois was the knockout of the year. And what a knockout. What a knockout. What a knockout. Like, that was just an incredible knockout. Let's see if we can find it. That was crazy knockout, that. Jeez. Look at that. Look at that knockout. Bang. Yeah. That was a beautiful knockout, man. That was a beautiful knockout, that. Look at that. Usyk is just out of range. And he's so deceptive, Usyk. He's so deceptive with the way he is out of range. You think he's out of range, and then he's not. He's so deceptive. Sorry, you think he's in range, and then he's out. And then it's over. It's a beautiful knockout. It's a beautiful knockout. I agree. Martin says Smith versus Boise also. Rafferty versus Chamberlain, both banging fights, full of action. Yes, I agree. When I did my boxing awards, of 2025, I said that Smith versus Botsy was my fight of the year. What a fight! What a fight! Smith versus Botsy. What a fight! Like, that was just an incredible fight. It's definitely fight of the year because of, the because of the punches that were thrown in that fight, the heart that both fighters showed, the fighting spirit, everything was, that fight had everything. For both fighters, that is a fight that that takes years out of a fighter's life, right? You don't want to have more of those fights. Excuse me. You don't want to have more of those fights. But it was a great fight, and it wins fight of the year for me. Absolutely. I think I've read this comment. There. So yeah, look, I'm looking forward to it. Nick Alexander says winner by decision between Italma and Franklin. Oh, so Nick, shout out to Nick. Nick, welcome to the stream. So Nick is saying that Moses Italma versus Franklin, there will be no knockout. That's what Nick is saying. So Nick is saying that the winner will win by decision. That's an interesting take. Everybody is saying that Italma stopped Franklin, but after 5 rounds, which I think, but Nick is saying that the winner of this fight will win by decision. Now, Nick, who do you think wins this fight? Do you think that Franklin could upset Italma, or do you think Italma just wins this fight on decision, as you've said? Let me know in the comment section, Nick. Thank you for the comment, Nick Alexander. Appreciate it. That's an interesting one, I don't think I've heard anyone say that, Moses Italma and Franklin fight will end in a decision. I don't think I have. So it's interesting take from Nick there. But look, Moses Italma, right? We look at his record, right? And Dillian White, Mike Bulagan, Dempsey McKean, Marius Wack. I think anything below the Marius Wack, we don't know any of these guys. At least I don't know any of these guys that he fought below Marius Wack. So I'm not gonna say much about them, but Marius Wack was way past his best, right? Wack was so far past his best that it was ridiculous. And then Dempsey McKean, who was a decent fighter, not a great fighter, not a very good fighter, just a decent fighter. And then Mike Bulagan, who is piss poor, not good enough. Probably will not win a British title. And then Dillian White. Dillian White was one of those fighters that I thought would go past 1 round. I didn't think Dillian White would get knocked out in 1 round by Moses Italma. I thought that Dillian White would take Italma to at least 5 rounds. But in hindsight, it's a beautiful thing. We saw that Dillian White hasn't got it anymore in him. And and that's what we saw. He just hasn't got it anymore. So, you know, that's what it is really. He just doesn't have it, Dylan White. He doesn't, and that's the way it goes. You know, what have we got here? Nick Alexander says Itama. So Nick is picking Itama to win against Franklin, but he's saying that fight will be a decision. Fair enough. Fair enough. That would be good for his career. Look, I agree. Nick said that would be if Itama, right? Um, if Itama goes, if Itama goes the distance with Franklin, which by the way is gonna be a I don't think they've announced how long this fight is gonna go, but I'm guessing it's gonna be 10 rounds. As you can see here, it says scheduled bouts subject to change. But I think it's a 10 rounder. If Itama beats Franklin on points, that will be really good for his career. I agree with Nick, because I want Itama to have some rounds. I want Itama to be tested. I want to see Itama being tested. Can he take a punch? Has he got punch resistance? Can he adapt in fights when things aren't going his way? Can he come from behind and win a fight? These are all things that I'm looking forward to seeing from Itama, because these are the things that makes a champion. If Itama can show that he can come back, from behind and win a fight, if he can show that he can take a shot, if he can show that he can adapt during fights, then I think he's on the right path. But so far, we haven't seen enough of Itama to make a lot of conclusions. But one thing we know is that he's a super talent, and he has a long way to go. Yes, Martin said, I've got to go now. See you on the next live stream. Yes, Martin. Definitely see you on the next. I think the next live, Martin, is the next boxing. The next let's see what the next the boxing schedule is. There's the next live. What we'll be doing is a live watch along for one of the fights. That's what we'll be upcoming fights, right? That's what we'll be doing watch along for that. So I think what we have is you have Agit Caballero versus this guy called Niba, and I think that is on Saturday, 10th of January, and that is going to be on DAZN. That's going to be on DAZN. It's going to be at 7 p.m. The ring walk is going to be on 7 p.m. So here, so what I'll do is I'll show you guys what I'm looking at. So Agit Caballero, there you go. Agit Caballero will be fighting a guy called Niba. I hope I'm pronouncing his name properly, Kniba or Niba, and that would be on Saturday, 10th of January. So that's a fight that we're gonna do a watch along for, and that will be the undercard. I'll also do a watch along for the card in the US, which is so Franklin versus Itama is coming up. We'll definitely do a live watch along for that fight as well at the Co-op Arena. There it is. View fight info. So that is on the 24th of January. Franklin versus Itama. So we can do live watch along for that. There's a few more good fights coming up that we'll be doing live watch along for. So yeah, guys, stay tuned. There's a lot more we'll be doing on this channel for these fights. So yeah, stay tuned, guys, and I'll keep you updated. But yeah, let's get off this screen. Let's get off this stream. We've had some good time. Ade, thank you very much, Ade, for joining this stream. I appreciate it. Martin, thank you very much. Nick Alexander, Nick, thank you. Welcome to the Bryce Show Podcast, Boxing Nick. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. I'll see you guys on the next stream, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Because I think there's a few more things that I've not talked about yet this year. So I want to talk about a few things before we get to the live watch-alongs and stuff like that. So I appreciate you guys for watching. Thank you very much for coming on. Top Man Ade, and Martin and Nick. And I'll see you guys